In today's video, I'm going to talk about natural cancer treatments, which include cancer-fighting foods and the overall best diet for cancer, food supplements for cancer, and alternative treatment options for cancer. Natural cancer treatments are becoming more and more popular due to the rise in cancer cases and the failure of the medical system to find lasting and successful cancer therapies. All what I will discuss here is science-based. It's not one of those videos where someone tells you, take this magical herb and it will cure your cancer. No, not at all. I'll discuss natural cancer treatments that actually work and that have a lot of research to support them. Cancer is a multifactorial disease that requires a holistic approach, including changing your diet to cut out the energy supply for cancer and stop the blood supply for any tumors. Also, it's important to detoxify, as excessive toxicity is one of the most common triggers of cancer. We get cancer when our mitochondria, cells' energy factories, get damaged due to excessive toxicity. Another important area to discuss is taking various clean food supplements that are known to stop cancer cell growth, shrink tumors in size, stop the blood supply for tumors, prevent cancer metastasis, increase detoxification, and support your immune system while fighting cancer. So don't underestimate the potential benefits of taking food supplements. Medicinal plants have been used to treat various diseases for thousands of years, before any drugs were invented. When used in combination with a healthy diet and other cancer therapies that I'm about to discuss, they can be very helpful in treating cancer, and you will be able to find the links to all the cancer supplements that I will discuss in the description section of this video. When it comes to natural cancer treatments, the next area to focus on is trying to improve your immune system, as poorly functioning immune system is what leads you to cancer. We get cancer cell formations every single day, but our immune system detects it and destroys it. Of course, only if the immune system is functioning properly. I can assure you that most people don't have a properly functioning immune system. It can be fixed with a healthy diet, food supplements, and other alternative therapies. And we should also look into some of the most effective alternative cancer treatment options. For example, alternative therapies that help to increase oxygen supply to the cells. As we know, cancer can occur because of lack of oxygen to the cells. We have to look at all the possible causes of cancer and try to address as many as possible. All natural and alternative cancer treatment options that I'm about to discuss are backed up by research studies that you can find the links for and see it yourself in the description section of this video. I will share exactly what I would do if I had cancer. You won't find a better video about cancer, loaded with so much practical information, so make sure you watch it until the end. I will discuss the most important natural cancer treatments that actually work. By the way, if you're new to my YouTube channel, my name is Greta and I'm an online nutritionist and a holistic health coach. If you haven't yet, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel for weekly videos about insulin resistance, detox, type 2 diabetes, all the other chronic health conditions, and improving your general health. So if you want to be healthy, you should definitely subscribe. And by the way, this is not a medical advice. My videos are for educational purposes only. You can take what you learn here and discuss it with your doctor. And if you would like to learn more about what is cancer and what causes it, you should watch my more in-depth video about it. It will appear on the screen at the end of this video and also in the top right corner right now. Why would someone be interested in natural or alternative cancer treatments? Well, firstly, the problem with some of the most common conventional cancer treatments is that they fully destroy your immune system, making you very likely to get cancer again later on. And secondly, in some cases, the treatments are so harsh that some patients don't survive them. Even if they do, they have terrible side effects and feel extremely unwell while undergoing these treatments. So what are these conventional treatment options and what are their downsides? The most common conventional treatments for cancer include chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery. The side effects of these treatments may be very serious, and for many people, these treatments are unsuccessful in the long term. Both chemotherapy and radiation destroy your immune system. As mentioned earlier, our immune system is here to protect us from cancer. Radiation therapy or radiotherapy uses high doses of radiation to kill cancer cells and shrink tumors. But radiation itself is known to cause cancer. Radiation may disassemble atoms and cause DNA damage in cells, leading to potentially serious side effects, including cancer. So it can kill cancer cells, but it can also cause cancer. Interesting. Then let's look at chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is a common treatment for cancer. It uses drugs to kill cancer cells. Cancer cells grow and divide uncontrollably. Chemotherapy is used to destroy these cancerous cells and prevent them from multiplying. It all sounds wonderful, but then your regular cells suffer too. Chemotherapy is a highly toxic treatment. It is not very targeted, and it kills everything on its way. It damages your normal cells and wipes out your immune system, leading to poor long-term health outcomes. It was reported that in some cancer patients, especially those in later stages, chemotherapy made them feel worse without providing any significant benefit to their cancer. It decreased their quality of life and the ability to take care of themselves. In addition, a high proportion of cancer patients who achieve cancer remission have cancer recurrence later on. A 2008 study found that around 13% of breast cancer patients developed recurrent cancer within 5 years after treatment. Prostate cancer has been found to have a much higher rate of 25% recurrence. Then lung cancer, recurrence is 30 to 75%. Adenomas, 40 to 50% recurrence. Colon cancer has been found to recur in approximately 33% of patients. And these are all after conventional treatments. Maybe these numbers would have been a lot lower if the patients have used some of the natural cancer treatments in combination with their regular treatments. 13 to 75% recurrence. Is that a good long-term solution? The least you can do is try to reduce the toxicity and support your immune system while undergoing these treatments. Many natural cancer treatments that I will discuss can be used in combination with your regular conventional treatments, while some patients rely only on natural treatments and have great results. So feel free to discuss it with your doctor, who is knowledgeable in these natural cancer treatments. Now, what are the natural cancer treatment options? Let's start with the best cancer-fighting foods. The first category of foods is cruciferous vegetables, such as broccoli, cauliflower, white and red cabbage, Brussels sprouts, kale, rocket, and radish. Cruciferous vegetables are highly effective for killing cancer cells and stopping the blood supply to tumors, which stops their growth and helps to shrink them. In addition, it protects the DNA, boosts your immune system, and increases detoxification. These veggies are packed with cancer-fighting phytonutrients. They're rich in glutathione and sulforaphane. If I had cancer, I would be steaming these veggies, eating them raw, and juicing them. I tried juicing red cabbage, and I have to say it's delicious. Having white or red cabbage juice a couple of times a day would surely be beneficial to anyone who has cancer. Cruciferous veggies should be a big proportion of a cancer patient's diet. Other top high antioxidant, immune system boosting, cancer-fighting foods include broccoli sprouts, very high in sulforaphane, all the leafy green veggies like chard and spinach, colorful veggies like peppers, then onions, garlic, especially raw, berries, including strawberries, blueberries, cranberries, and raspberries. Wild or organic are always better. Then lemons, wild salmon, grass-fed organic meat, extra virgin olive oil, extra virgin coconut oil, organic coffee, organic green tea, herbs including basil, parsley, rosemary, and oregano, mushrooms such as shiitake, fermented foods such as organic plain kefir, yogurt, tempeh, sauerkraut, and kimchi. Also nuts and seeds. As you can hear, there is nothing heavily processed, only natural whole foods that are loaded with nutrients. We looked at the foods, but that's not enough. You might eat them in wrong amounts or together with something that will remove all the benefits. I will discuss the overall best diet for cancer and the exact proportions of micronutrients. To define the best diet for cancer, we have to look at what does cancer live on, or in other words, what feeds cancer. Cancer lives on sugar. That includes all your sugary and starchy carbohydrates, like sugar, potatoes, rice, pasta, bread, cookies, breakfast cereal, and so on. And the most processed ones are the worst. These are the foods that should be fully eliminated. Everything that significantly increases your blood glucose and insulin. Elevated insulin promotes growth. This systematic review found that elevated insulin is linked to certain types of cancer. Frequent eating and a high carbohydrate diet elevate insulin the most, meaning it is important to eat less frequently and eat less carbohydrates, especially the sugary and the starchy ones. And before any foods, the number one most powerful thing for cancer is fasting. Fasting stops the energy supply for cancer cells. It shrinks tumors. It makes your immune system stronger. It can fully reset your immune system. It helps you to detoxify. And it takes all the damaged cell organelles and recycles them. But of course, we can't fast forever. We need to eat. The best natural cancer treatment would have to involve intervals of not eating, doing some intermittent fasting for at least 16 hours each day, ideally a bit longer, and doing some prolonged fasting, 24 to 72 hours fasting, at least once a week. Start slowly and move your way up. Fasting is extremely important. It creates autophagy, and autophagy means self-eating. It cleans out carcinogens. Now, looking at the general macronutrient composition for cancer patients, as mentioned earlier, you should aim for lower carbohydrate intake, as cancer relies on sugar fermentation. Your carbohydrate intake should be 5 to 15% of your total calories, not more. Cancer uses glucose as fuel. You need to cut out as much as possible. Your body can run on ketones instead. Cancer cells can't. Ketones are a much cleaner fuel source that creates more energy and less free radicals when compared to glucose. Also, looking at other macronutrients, if you're trying to prevent cancer, you should have moderate protein intake, around 20% of your total calories. It's a 100-gram serving of high-quality protein food like meat, fish, or eggs, twice a day. But if you do have cancer, you would need to lower that even further, as some cancers feed on amino acids from protein. I would aim for around 10 to 15% of total calories from protein. That's only one serving of high-quality protein per day. And what are we left with? Fat and high-fiber, non-starchy veggies. That should be the base of your diet. A small amount of organic, grass-fed, or wild protein source, non-starchy vegetables, and healthy fat. That's the low-carb, high-fat ketogenic diet. Keto diet has been shown to be extremely beneficial for cancer patients. It cuts the energy supply for tumors, supports the mitochondria, supports the immune system, lowers inflammation, and provides you with plenty of nutrients needed for recovery. If we check this study, it's a randomized controlled trial looking at the effectiveness of chemotherapy combined with the ketogenic diet versus only chemotherapy in breast cancer patients. It shows that the overall survival was significantly higher in the ketogenic diet group compared to the control group. These results suggest that chemotherapy combined with the ketogenic diet can improve the biochemical parameters body composition, and overall survival of breast cancer patients with no substantial side effects. While other studies show reduced tumor growth, reduced angiogenesis, the growth of new blood vessels for tumors, reduced inflammation, and so on. So there are clear benefits of following the low-carbohydrate, high-fat ketogenic diet, and the effectiveness depends on the type of cancer. Looking at the results of several different studies, we can see that the low-carb ketogenic diet had the best results, marked in green, in glioblastoma, aggressive cancer that occurs in the brain or spinal cord, astrocytoma, another type of brain cancer, prostate cancer, colon cancer, neuroblastoma, which is a cancer in the nerve tissue, pancreatic cancer, lung cancer, breast cancer, stomach and liver cancer, while it shouldn't be used in kidney cancer or melanoma. Let's look into some of the best food supplements for cancer. Some of them help you to detoxify. Some cut out the energy supply for tumors. Some load you with beneficial compounds needed for fighting cancer. Some boost your immune system, and others help to shrink tumors. The first supplement for cancer is zeolite. Zeolite is a natural mineral formed in really harsh conditions. It has a unique cage-like structure where it can trap many different toxins, starting from heavy metals such as arsenic, lead, thallium, and aluminium, to radiation, viruses, and so on. Intense detoxification, either with foods, supplements, or both, is a crucial part of cancer treatment, as excess toxicity is one of the major causes of cancer. There's a clear link between heavy metals and cancer. Heavy metals create reactive oxygen species and cause DNA damage, which impacts cell signaling and growth pathways, leading to cancer cell formation. Several studies have found that micronized zeolite clinoptilolite reduced the metabolic rate of cancer cells, made the cancer drugs more effective, less toxic, reduced metastasis, helped to prolong lifespan, and decreased tumor size. It's quite promising. Then the next important supplement for treating cancer is a medicinal mushroom called reishi. Emerging data point to a potential role of G. lucidum or reishi for modulating the carcinogenic potential of GI microbiota, which suggests a new complementary and integrated approach to breast cancer treatment. Reishi used in combination with standard therapy or as an adjuvant single agent was shown beneficial at improving the immune function, tumor-related symptoms, and performance status of cancer patients. Moreover, it prolonged the disease-free interval and overall survival. A recent meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials, including 4,246 cancer patients, has found that reishi products were significantly associated with lower risk of mortality and increased quality of life in cancer patients. Other medicinal mushrooms, including turkey tail, lion's mane, cordyceps, and shiitake, are also beneficial for treating cancer. The benefits range from boosting the immune system, reducing tumor size, to preventing cancer metastasis. I regularly use medicinal mushrooms myself for cancer prevention. There's no better treatment than prevention. Next food supplement for cancer is vitamin D3. Vitamin D is known for its ability to regulate inflammatory pathways associated with cancer. It is crucial for properly functioning immune system. Vitamin D affects the ability of cancer cells to proliferate. It's a crucial supplement for someone who has cancer. You can either spend around 20 minutes outside in the sun each day or take vitamin D3 supplement. Next supplement is sweetgrass or barley grass juice powder. They're loaded with chlorophyll, vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients needed for strengthening the immune system, detoxifying the whole body, increasing antioxidant levels, and shrinking tumors. I have two separate videos, one about wheatgrass juice powder benefits and one about barley grass juice powder benefits. I also explain how to choose a high-quality product, as most of them are scam. Here's one of the studies. Barley grass extract causes apoptosis, which is cell death, of cancer cells by increasing intracellular reactive oxygen species production. Barley grass kills cancer cells. The next cancer supplement is curcumin, a high-quality micronized curcumin supplement. It is highly effective for treating cancer. Several studies have shown that curcumin, a compound extracted from turmeric, has strong anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer properties. Curcumin is known to increase the concentration of our body's master antioxidant glutathione and reduce the damage caused by oxidative stress. It's worth adding a high-quality curcumin supplement to your cancer supplement list. And for boosting your immune system, you also need zinc, vitamin C, and quercetin. Vitamin C and quercetin allow zinc to get to the cells. Otherwise, it has a very difficult time trying to get into the cells. If you don't have enough zinc in the cells, your immune system can't function properly. Your fighter cells can't attack whatever needs to be attacked, things like bacteria, viruses, and cancerous cells. We get cancer cell formation daily. We need to make sure our immune system has all it needs to do its job, which is protect us. And another important thing to mention, you have to keep your stress levels as low as possible, because excess stress can nullify all the good diet and supplements. It switches off your immune system and makes you susceptible for getting cancer. For these treatments to work, sleep 8 to 9 hours each night and don't be too stressed. And there are so many different food supplements for cancer, but I can't cover all of them in this video. Now let's look into alternative cancer treatments. The first one is hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Hyperbaric oxygen treatment involves giving the body extra oxygen. Hyper means increased and baric relates to pressure. During hyperbaric oxygen treatment, you breathe 100% pure oxygen under increased pressure. Hyperbaric oxygen treatment reduces cellular hypoxia, or lack of oxygen in the cells, that is involved in developing cancer. It can be used synergistically with the ketogenic diet. It was shown to be highly effective for treating cancer patients. Studies demonstrate increased oxygenation, decreased rate of tumor growth, and lower blood glucose concentrations. These are all beneficial for someone who has cancer. The next alternative cancer treatment is ozone therapy. Ozone therapy is a procedure where highly reactive ozone gas is administered to a person's body, which then causes a chain reaction of events, starting from killing off bacteria, viruses, parasites, detoxifying the whole body, modulating the immune system, to shrinking tumors. There are cases of people with stage 4 cancer going on high-dose ozone therapy and fully recovering within a month or so. It's a powerful tool for cancer prevention and cancer treatment. Additionally, it was shown to decrease the toxicity caused by chemotherapy. Whatever treatment you choose to take, ozone can be used to enhance it, reduce toxicity, and give additional benefits, such as improving oxygen supply to the cells and boosting your immune system. It's definitely worth considering. If you would like to learn more about ozone therapy benefits, check out my video about ozone therapy benefits and uses. And the last alternative cancer treatment that can easily be used in combination with any other treatment, and for cancer prevention, is using frankincense essential oil. Frankincense essential oil is used for many different types of cancer, including breast cancer, prostate cancer, pancreatic cancer, colon cancer, stomach cancer, and brain cancer. It is extremely useful for treating brain tumors. Frankincense Boswellia serrata is the one to look for. How does frankincense essential oil work? The anti-cancer effects of frankincense seem to occur because of its ability to affect our genes that promote healing and repair, and it's relatively easy to use. You simply have to rub frankincense essential oil on your neck and head 3 times a day, and you can also make a drink with 3 drops of frankincense essential oil, pure, organic, therapeutic grade, from a reputable company, and a glass of water, and drink it 3 times a day. You can discuss it with your doctor. These were my tips and strategies, all the natural cancer treatments that I would use myself if I had cancer. Hopefully you learned something new. If you found this video useful, like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and click the notification bell, and share it with someone who has cancer. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.